So I've had a couple of changes of heart, some new thoughts popping into my mind. So in order to make the most money possible in this super cycle, a couple of things have been shifting with my intuition and what I'm looking at. Normally we're tracking the biggest influencers in the world, but recently I've actually thought we can do a lot better and get way better gains based on track records if we follow the people who the influencers are getting their recommendations from. And I'm starting to uncover a few real gems. So we're going to talk about that in today's video and how you can move up the news cycle and get in before everybody else is getting in, before the mainstream's getting in, but now also before the early birds are getting in. How do we become that first 1% of people buying these rising tokens that go into the billions of market cap and not have to find them at 100 mil, but why can't we find them at that $1 to $10 million range? That's what this video is all about. And I'm personally going to be playing it a lot differently. So I want to bring you along for that journey. Before we do jump into this, please come and follow me on X. I'll leave it linked in the description below. Just take 20 seconds, open that link right now, hit that follow button. If you want to come and see my updates on X, I'm going to be posting more personal stuff over here, some of my thoughts, a lot of the research that goes into the video, you'll be able to see over on X before it goes live on YouTube. And also, our YouTube actually got suspended about 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago, which was a little bit of a scary time. But if that happens again, you'll find me over on X posting the long form content. So just in case we get separated, and honestly, I really appreciate you and I appreciate you being part of this community because we're growing really quick and it's such a good vibe and I don't want that to end. So come follow us on X. I would really appreciate that. And in return, let's get you up the news cycle. Let's get you from following these top influencers who are going to give us, yes, the 5Xs. If we're slow to their alerts, we may get a 2X, but then we're probably going to round trip that because we're waiting for that 10X to come. We want to get down into the trenches to the 37,000 X's, to the 100 X's, which are happening every single day. I'm seeing them. I'm taking a couple myself. I've got friends in real life who are just absolutely crushing it at the moment. And I want to make sure everyone has the tools and resources to get there. And let me give you some context. We've been tracking some of the biggest influencers in the world. We track their wallets, their portfolios, and their Twitters to make sure that we can copy trade them and get the same results that they do, as long as we're online and awake. And being in Australia, sometimes I miss some of these calls because it's literally 3 a.m. And I'm like, damn, I wish I was awake. I could have made literally 5 figures, but I value my sleep, I guess, at a 5-figure rate at the moment. We essentially are the booking.com because we want to take the best across all airlines or across all influencers and all traders and bring them, condense them down into one easy to follow community newsfeed channel. We have an inner circle where we have premium products and software that track this. But what I've been thinking recently is we're sort of like booking.com, but we only are covering the major airlines. And there's a lot of little airlines popping up, which have faster flights, better in-flight entertainment, better food on board, and way better value for your money. And we're going to stop this metaphor here and go back to the influencers, where it's the people that these massive influencers, people with millions of followers, are getting their recommendations from. So we can just get into tokens earlier and earlier if we know where to look. And in the last cycle, this is how we came up, guys. This was one of the sheets that I was so focused on and honestly made a lot of money on. Made about 85 grand US on one NFT project from Gary V's recommendations. But Gary V, if you followed all of his NFT recommendations in the last cycle, you'd be up an average of 1,300% for every NFT you bought. So if I spent $100,000 on NFTs buying every single thing that Gary Vee recommended, I'd have $1.3 million by the end of that cycle, which worked really well. Why? Because he's got 15 million people on TikTok, he's got 10 million people on Instagram, and he can push those recommendations out to the audience. But as we're hinting at in this video, someone was informing Gary Vee where to look for those recommendations, and that's who we're going to get down to. Becker was another guy that we were tracking so deeply, and he's actually got some pretty killer calls. He might be one of the people who can move tokens the most, even in this market, so we're going to continue to track him. But I have felt a little shift in the energy where he's going to want to sell. He's going to want to get out. He doesn't want to destroy his reputation in one bad call. So he's going to have a little more hesitancy than someone who's new and up and coming and is just going to be full bullish on whatever they talk about. But this was Becker's track record where, if I scroll across here, within 2 weeks of following every single one of his recommendations, in the time that Bitcoin flatlined, Bitcoin was up less than 1% in 2 weeks, any Becker token that you followed would be up 100%. Put 100 grand in, you take 200 grand out. And that's because, one, because he is actually connected and getting good recommendations, but two, he has 1 million followers on Twitter and 1.55 million followers on YouTube now, and people are going to blindly ape in after him. They become self-fulfilling prophecies, which is a good opportunity to make money. But I think we can do even better because This was one of Becker's recent calls that came through on our whale tracker inside our inner circle, where we saw him buying up Pinlink at a $26 million market cap. It then exploded. It actually went up to about a 360 mil market cap over the period of 2 weeks, which I made a decent amount of money on. It was cool to do, but I want more. I'm not satisfied, because I zoomed out a little bit, and this is the Pinlink graph again, and I plotted which influencers called it when, because it was such a profitable call, and we found this guy down here, CryptoZachLA, who absolutely crushed this call and probably hit a 24 to a 40x on this token because he was earlier. And that got me thinking, okay, we don't just have to track the biggest influencers in the world, but the best traders side of things, the smart money side of things can also make us extremely wealthy, because he's Elon Musk. Elon Musk's not going to find a project at a $5 million market cap, but he goes and talks about Doge in the last cycle and he'll pump that $30 billion. But okay, who is informing Elon Musk on the tokens that he's recommending? Well, we've got 4 people. We're going to start with Zach because we've talked about him in a separate video. I've been chatting to Zach on Twitter. Very nice guy. Got some really awesome recommendations and really awesome heuristics and mindsets, especially in the AI niche. But this was Zach's call on Pinlink, where he did it on November 15th. We've got this plotted. We're not going to have to go through all this again for you. But November 15th down here, such a tiny market cap, way before someone like Becker was publicly in it. Now, Zach also credits CryptoZachLA and a guy called Rob Woods, but he also gave another recommendation to a guy I've now been talking on Twitter with as well, who's been giving me his AI picks. His name's Cryptology Kito on Twitter. In the time that I've been talking to Kito on Twitter, who I think Zach and Kito, they're both researchers in the wealth group for CryptoZachLA, along with Rob Woods. These boys are onto it. And I don't know how much they create the market and how much they're absolutely just sniping tokens at low rates because they're locked in and know what to look for. But their results are insane, because Kito, in the time that we were talking, found an AI agent gem. And I told you that these guys were looking for AI agents. I just made you an AI agent video, which I'm fascinated by the AI agents and the rise of them and how much opportunity there is in crypto. So go watch yesterday's video if you want to see more about this. But he called this token down here on December 20 at 4:08 a.m. KAAI, Khan's AI. And to be honest, I have no idea what this thing does. Transforming ideas into advanced AI bots. Who cares? I mean, we do care of it. We want some utility. We want some promising teams. We want some, positive vibes in here. It's not all just about grabbing a bag of money and running. This is a revolutionary tech, which I do believe. But the more important thing now, this is where he called it, guys. Have a look at this. Right down here, about 4 a.m. at probably about 4 cents. This thing ran up to over 30 cents, 32 cents. That's an 8x on this call in the time that I was talking to him, being like, hey, you got any good calls? Nailed another one. He's absolutely killing it. Another guy, third guy on this list, and he's only got 3,600 followers on Twitter. CryptoZachLA. We don't need to go further than his bio, but there's a lot of people in the inner circle who's asking, can we be tracking this guy's wallets? The answer to that is yes. I'm going to be diving deep into the lesser known people like CryptoZachLA and like Kito and like Zach and CryptoKnight, who's the next one, but he's definitely more well-known. But we're going to be separating those wallets from the influencers. We're going to have 2 categories inside the inner circle now, the best traders and the early dogs, and then the big influencers. So we can keep those separate. It feels more right than putting them all together, because the people who are early and the best traders do actually make a lot more trades than the people who have the influence. But CryptoZachLA called OXO in March 2023, Link in 2017, and XMW in September 2024. And put simply, we don't have to show you the graphs on these. Basically 100x calls on those 3 tokens. And this is all you need. Like, if you just nailed Pinlink, you could have made 7 figures. If you nail one of these tokens, you can make 7 figures, and that can be a clean, awesome bull run for you. So CryptoZachLA is another guy we're going to be looking into on the channel and inside our inner circle. And then lastly, like I said, this guy's a little bit bigger. He's got 105,000 followers, and his name is Teaching Crypto. It was CryptoKnight, but now his name's just Knight. Over on Twitter. I highly recommend you come follow all 4 of these people. I'm following all 4. Just had to double check before I told you that I was. Knight, or CryptoKnight as he used to be known, nailed a call in 2023. He is, and actually it's funny because John, when I first made a video about CryptoZachLA on this channel, we basically only talked about Alex Becker. And then I saw John and Becker talking on Twitter a lot, being like, oh, this must be a resource for Alex Becker for him to get his recommendations from. And so I'm like, let's invest in CryptoZachLA. It would been a very profitable investigation for me. I made this get into OXO at like 6 cents. And I mean, he was pushing at 1 cent. Actus before it did a crazy like 50x. A lot of awesome tokens have come through John, but I'm like, where is John looking? Where is he getting his information from? And way back in 2023, CryptoZachLA John started accumulating the bag of OXO. You can see if we zoom in on this, what is it at? Just over 2 cents, 2.5 cents here. And he said, insanely detailed thread about OXO from Teaching Crypto. The thread's no longer available, unfortunately, but Teaching Crypto, April 15th. Been in this space for several years and have never been this bullish on a project before, straight up. If you have any questions or anything, DMs are always open for you. And let's have a look at what price that was back in March when Knight or Crypto Knight got in. March 2023, fractions of a cent, not even 1 cent. That's a fourth of a cent getting into OXO, which did hit that 48 cents. Recently it hit close to 48 cents, another 45 cents. This is a token that I moved in with size and have done extremely well from. So 2 things for you. 1, if you're excited to follow more smaller people and you have a recommendation, I've set up a form. You come and submit who you follow, who's got a big track record that doesn't have a big following, and we're going to be investigating hopefully dozens of these people and just finding the top 5 to 10, like a Crypto Trader Olympic Games or a March Madness bracket where we play them all like off against each other, and then we can mirror the portfolios and take advice from the people who have the best track records. It's very important for me. I need to see someone's got an awesome track record, and then we'll lean in and we'll make a lot of money together. And secondly, we'll be adding the top people and a lot of the alpha from these people, because fortunately, unlike in the last cycle where we were just a 20,000 follower channel and we didn't really have enough connections and weight as a community, now I'm actually getting to talk to these awesome people, the people who are getting these crazy results, and I can ask them for their portfolios and I can ask them for their recommendations just straight up, and we don't have to do all this crazy digging. So as a team and as a community, I'm going to be getting in touch with the top ones. We can even get them on, interview them, put them inside out in a circle, break down their portfolios, break down the upcoming tokens that they're going to be getting into before they launch it to the mainstream, and of course have buy and sell alerts. If we reverse engineer their wallets, we can see what they're getting into before they even talk about it. And if you haven't seen our whale tracker before, it's an awesome piece of software that we developed for Telegram, the Rubicon Whale Tracker. This is what it looks like, and you can see it's my whale tracker is currently live. So we are scanning Rubicon News, which is updates from me and Tristan, the Inner Circle lead researcher, buy and sell alerts from the top influencers, and any social updates. And you can literally come in and customize your tracker. So if you don't want Rubicon Newsfeed, which is premium updates from me and Tristan, you can simply come in and turn that off and that won't get pushed through. If you want to see the portfolio reveals of the top influencers in the world, literally come in and we've broken down their portfolio. They're now updated daily. We've been working hard at getting this product to be the best product possible for you. And we've got, as we're talking about in this video, lots of awesome innovations to come. Buy and sell alerts. This is where we have blockchain detectives reverse engineering these influencers' social media profiles to find their wallets on the blockchain. So we literally get a buy alert when their wallet makes the purchase, so we can copy their actions and not just their words. You can literally come in and turn on or off someone like CryptoZachLA John, which each person, guys, has multiple wallets within their profile. Not all of them. Some of them just have one wallet, but it's not just one wallet. We're searching constantly to find the latest wallets that they're using. And what I'm thinking of doing now is having an additional section of people who are the best traders, who aren't really the biggest influencers, but you can come in and select the ones that you want. Maybe you want to follow someone like CryptoHass or Zach or Kito. That's going to now be an option in the next couple of weeks inside our inner circle. So make sure if you're not part of the inner circle yet, you join. The link is in the description below. You get access to the whale tracker, the rising token breakdowns. We're also doing a $50K to $50 million transparent challenge in there. I think we're at about 120. We're about $130,000 recently, but there's been a pullback, so we might be closer to the $100,000. But you get access to all that and all the plays that we're making, all the tokens that we're breaking down. So we've got a lot of value. Love to see you on the inside. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.